If you have little, give that little. Why do I go on that arms round? You've got to ask. You've got to think about it. I don't come to you because you have. You don't just have the means, but you also have the means to give. If you choose, you could go to the temple of your choice, maybe not just in Sri Lanka. If you wanted, you could travel to the other side of the world and give an almsgiving to the biggest temple in the world somewhere. If you wanted, you could do that. But what about the poor people who live in the shanties? They can't even pay the bus fare to get to the temple. So I go to them because they can't come to me. You don't come to me on Saturday, so I come to you on Sunday. Until you realize that trip is worth making. No rush. Take our time. You see these 5 fingers? One day the thumb thought, I should go reach the middle finger. So he prepared himself and he set a foot. He moved a step forward. He said, oh, you've moved as well. Let me try again. He moved another step forward. Trust me, I'm just moving my thumb. I'm not intentionally moving any of the other fingers. I'm just moving my thumb. Can you believe me as I say so? Please, yeah? Let's move the thumb one step further. This guy is trying to reach this guy. When do you think that's going to happen? Not in this eon. So for any hope for this guy to ever come into contact with this guy, there's only one thing that can happen. What do you think that is? He has to come down to his level. This is what all great people do. They come down because they know where they've been. They know where they were. And they know that all they're doing is doing what others did for them. That is how the world works. If you are a teacher in a classroom teaching your students, do you expect them to understand everything you do, or do you break it down and simplify it so that you go down to their level and teach them until step by step, day by day, year by year, they come up to your level? That's what you do, right? Mahatma Gandhi once said, the measure of greatness of a society can be seen in how they care for the most vulnerable. This is what's happening. This guy is the most vulnerable, deprived, underprivileged, challenged. See? Who comes down the furthest? Who has to come down the furthest? Little finger, index finger, ring finger, or the middle finger? That's why it's the tallest. That's why he's the tallest. He's willing to come down and bend down the furthest. That's why he's the tallest. Just look at your palm, you'll learn a lot of lessons. This is the palmistry that I teach. I don't know the science behind the lines on your hands. I don't know that science, but I know this science. Life has so many lessons to teach us if only we are willing to learn. As they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. From where? He was always there. Parents, do you think you should have sent your children to a tuition class this morning, or what do you think? Or perhaps, what do you think? Waste of time here, or maybe they should have been in science class today? These are the things that will help them become great men and women. Because this changes the way you think, which in turn changes your behaviors. It influences your habits. What makes a great man? It's the habits. Not big things done one day, little things done every day. If ever you've become successful in life, it's because you did little things every day consistently. There's something called the compound effect. Even Nibbana, do it little by little. You might think, aren't we too old, Swami knows? Have we got the time to be doing it little by little? Better do little and achieve something than try and do it all and achieve nothing. For as long as you're here, I promise, I will do my part to help you walk this path. That is a promise I give you. For as long as you're here, I will do that. Whether you're old or you're young, don't you worry. Yesterday in the sermon, yesterday morning's sermon, we talked a lot about the environment in which you need to find yourselves in. Environment is everything. If you're in the right environment, all of the factors that you need will bring you there. See where you are today right now. You're in the presence of noble friends who've come here with one purpose. When they are here, they're not going to talk to you about what you did, where you went out last night, what happened at the party. They're not going to ask you those things. Because here you're in noble companionship. This environment will help you one step at a time to change your thinking patterns. As I said, Nibbana is an attitude. When you attain Nibbana, ladies and gentlemen, nothing in the world will change. All that will have changed is you. When you change, the whole world changes. That is why it's called insight. Initially, you just open your eyes and you look, and that is sight. But when you open your wisdom eye, you can look within, and you see it through insight. So allow the transformation to happen. Let it take its course. Let's not rush. But there's one thing you have to do. Bring yourself here. That, of course, I can't do. I've come that far. You can come this far, can't you? So that is why I have a lot of respect. When everything was fighting against her, she's decided to come here today. Perhaps there was on one occasion she thought, should I with this? What will people think? What's easy to do is easy not to do. That's why many people don't do it. What's easy to do is easy not to do. It's easy to adopt the good habits, but it's easy not to. But the good lady has decided to come here today, so I have a duty now to fulfill. I want you to be able to live full lives, rich in whatever you fancy. If you take these principles, ladies and gentlemen, you can be rich in whatever you fancy. If it's Nibbana you decide to seek one day, then that you will be rich in. If it's not Nibbana you're interested in just now, whatever you decide to be rich in, if you apply these principles, you will be rich. That can be wealth, that can be health. If it's Nibbana, when it eventually you feel, yep, you know what, I think it's time I started working on my Nibbana, if you apply these principles, you will attain Nibbana.